Pickleball is the fastest growing sport in America. Doesn't cost much money to get into the sport, so let's learn it in 10 minutes so you can go play. Pickleball lovers, let's not forget to have a good day. Pickleball is the funnest sport, period. We're gonna learn it in 10 minutes. We're not gonna play crazy like me and Black. We're gonna know the basics within 10 minutes, be able to go to rec play, have a paddle. So let's get started right now. First, let's learn the basics. All you need is a paddle and a pickleball. That's all you need. And if you came from badminton, tennis, table tennis, racquetball, a lot of other sports, right, you're gonna fit right in, and that's why it's growing so fast.
What do you like about pickleball?
I like the camaraderie, obviously being competitive in some kind of sports again, and being able, on such a small court, just being able to socialize and meet a lot of good friends.
I feel like there's a lot of quirky, strange people in pickleball, and I think some of the greatest times I've had have been meeting those people. And a lot of times you play with somebody and you go later on and you're like, what do you think? Are they like a 3-5 or are they a 3-0? And you do like a personal rating system, but it's awesome.
Yep, kind of like that Gmuer guy.
Yeah, he's all right.
Have you ever shook hands with someone? Because that's how we want to grip that paddle. As you get better, you may switch the grips, but that's the basics. All beginner pickleball players make this one mistake. They grip it too tight. Pretend it's an egg. If you grip it harder than a 3, it's going to do this. Right? If we grip it too tight, the egg's going to break. And if we grip it too tight in pickleball, it's going to pop up. Try bouncing the ball on the pickleball paddle that you just purchased. Sounds simple, but this is actually an activity that will help your hand-eye and get you acquainted with pickleball. The pickleball game starts out with someone serving diagonally. The ball has to make it past the kitchen line or non-volley zone. There's 3 scores called when you're serving in doubles. When you're about to serve, you call your score, then you call your opponent's score, and there's one last thing you called. It's 1 or 2. That's first or second server, right? Your team gets 2 serves, and then it's side out to the other team. It's that simple. If it's 10-10, you got to win by 2, so games keep going until someone wins by 2. It could literally be 98 to 100.
0-0-2, serve. So that's how we start pickleball. The game always starts where we say 0-0-2, and it's unique in only just the beginning of the game. And the first number represents our score, which is 0. The second score represents the opponent's score, and the third number represents who the server is. And in the beginning, we always start with 2, and then when it goes to the other side, that third number will be 1. What I find with some players who are like 4-0 or below, they want to try and win on a serve, but really the most important thing is just to get it deep.
They won the point. 1-0-2. In pickleball, you can only win a point on your serve, and that's the only time you switch sides. The first score called is a server score. The second score called is the returning score, and the third score called is server 1 or 2. When you are serving, make sure to call the score before every single point. They won another point, switch sides again, 2-0-2. The only times you switch sides in pickleball is when you win a point when you're serving. What do you think the score is now? 3-0-2. They lost the point. Side out. 0-3-1. Great shot. 0-3-2. Second server. They don't switch sides. People call it the non-volley zone because you can't volley in that, right? So think of the kitchen as a non-volley zone, and the serve has to make it past that point. When you're serving, the arm has to be going in an upward motion on the traditional serve. In other words, the wrist has to be below the navel at impact. Think of it as an upward motion. If you're just starting out and having trouble with the traditional serve, you can do the drop serve, meaning you can hold the ball as high as you can above your head. You can't apply downward pressure. You cannot. Just drop it. But then you could swing like a big tennis western forehand, right? Just something to think about. Here is the one tricky rule you're going to get confused by, right? When you serve, you have to let that next ball bounce if you're serving, right? Kat serves, stays back because she has to hit a third shot drop. She drops, and look at her partner. This is the transition game. They're trying to get to the kitchen. If you're returning the ball, you return, you run to the kitchen, and you keep the serving team back because the serving team has to let the third ball bounce. After that, remember to stay out of the non-volley zone or kitchen. They are synonymous. You can't volley when you're in the kitchen or non-volley zone. I don't know how you could be more specific.
So in pickleball, if you let the ball bounce twice, then the point's over. So in pickleball, that's a definite no-no. If you step into the kitchen before the ball bounces, point's over.
So you're going to hear this area called the kitchen, but really it's better to think of it as the no volley zone. Volley meaning I'm hitting it out of the air. I can't stand in here and volley this ball out of the air.
So a lot of times people get stuck in this transition zone, and what you need to do is come up. So higher level players will win the point here at the kitchen at the NVZ.
Go to a rec play court near you. They usually have hours where the beginners, where the intermediates, and where the advanced players play. A couple tips I would give beginners: don't hit out balls, right? You play a lot of bangers, meaning people that hit the ball really hard. If it's above the shoulder, let it fly. If you commit this mortal sin, you're going to give those bangers confidence. I've equated this to giving gremlins water. Jesus! Out. An out ball is a ball that's not going to go in the court, that's probably hit too hard or too far to the left or the right side. Mark came from ping pong. There were no out balls in ping pong, but you have to know the out ball concept in pickleball. If it's above your shoulder, let it fly. Otherwise, you'll fuel your opponents. I would recommend getting a drilling partner and drilling once or twice a week. You don't always have to pay a coach if you have a good friend to drill with. If you found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe, buy a paddle, and save 10% with our discount code. Pickleball lovers, you know how to play now. Save 10% on any paddle. See description. It keeps us in business and saves you 10%. The only win-win in life. Did I miss anything? Leave your comments, subscribe, and let's not forget to have a good day always and forever.